Hey, if you're looking for the latest gear and gadgets to pick up during all the Christmas sales, this is the video for you. So hang out for a few minutes and check this stuff out. What's up guys, Eric here with At Home in the Future, and I'm back with another gear update video for you, this time with Black Friday just around the corner. So as we all know, this is the time of year that's almost a cheat code to get anything really cool on sale. So in this video, as typical, I want to give you a list of the latest EDC gear, gadgets, essentials, all sorts of good stuff that hopefully you can find on sale on deep discount over the next few weeks. As you watch the video, don't forget to check the links down in the description because I've done everything I can to try to find the best deals and coupon codes and all that good stuff for you guys. But let's get this thing kicked off by checking out the latest gear and gadgets. So it should be no shock to you at this point that the latest EDC gear is always like my favorite category of stuff to check out. And I've got a super cool mix of stuff in this video. So we'll start things off with some sharp stuff with some pocket tools up here. Right off the bat, one of my favorite brands, James brand, not only makes some really functional EDC stuff, but they just kind of have like a style and a vibe that few things out there have. So this is the James brand Palmer. And it's actually simply a utility knife, really affordable. It's been around for a little bit. I think they started with a metal model. And I feel like this is part of the EDC world where you either like carrying an actual full knife or maybe just like a utility cutter. You may like the vibe of this sort of thing a little bit more. And I have to be honest, the Palmer is probably my favorite utility cutter I feel like I've seen. Like all the others, it holds a razor blade in there, so you can change them out as they get dull and everything over time, or change it out with the ceramic option. But the thing I really like about these from a functional perspective, it's very, very easy to swap out the blade. You can see you can just position the slider there in the middle, and it's super easy to slide this in and out and swap out that option there. It just goes right back in. I feel like some of the most common utility cutters on the market requires you to kind of like torque the frame of the item to get the blade in and out, which I've never really loved. But anyway, obviously very functional just as utility cutters go, perfectly sized for the fifth pocket. The thing I really dig about these, and you can probably tell just from looking at it right off the bat, just the vibe and style of these. Comes in a bunch of different colors. There's some wild ones like this one. I chose this because when I drop stuff, I like to be able to find it and see it, especially in the fall where things just blend in on the ground. With several different super bright colors, several different premium materials out there too, if you'd rather a more subdued look. But if you're looking for an awesome fifth pocket tool, or maybe you're not a full-on knife person, or maybe you are a knife person and just want a cool utility cutter so you don't bust up the $200 knife you got for Christmas, the Palmer is an awesome, affordable option. Built super well, looks really cool, I think, and a tool that if you're doing stuff like breaking down boxes all day, I think it's like indispensable. Very cool option there. Next up, super tiny here. You can probably see this little thing from Griffen. They've been around for a while, the little Griffen pocket tool. This is the mini version of that. And I actually got this in one of my subscription boxes. Man, I really love this thing. Teeny tiny. What these things always remind me of is flat credit card pocket tools that are really popular and slide in your wallet and everything. This is like a version of those that's actually useful. It's thick enough to be useful. The way it's machined and cut works really well, but this has lots of different things built into it. You got like a flathead end, you got like a bottle opener part, all these little hex size things for like bits and stuff, a little scraper and a nub that can almost work as a Phillips head, but a really awesome small batch tool made by a family company. Comes in a bigger size as well. These tiny ones I feel like are great, again, for a fifth pocket, or if you just want to throw stuff into some shorts or pants where you don't want to feel a lot of stuff like bumping around in your pocket, but want a tool that can do a lot of different things. These are a great option. Also TSA friendly. Throw this in a bag. It's kind of like another take on the Gerber Shard if you're familiar with those, but a little bit more robust. Great gift option for the holidays too, since that's coming up. So check that out. So we've already mentioned one sharp thing. Let's talk about a few other sharp options. I got some awesome knives to check out. From Civivi, which I've become just a big fan of the last few years. I feel like Civivi has totally taken over like the middle of the market, making these like banger knives with awesome features and different takes on everything else out there, but at prices that are still super affordable. So two really fun options to check out today. First up, this is the Sendy, which is actually the latest knife from Ben Peterson. You'll remember his banter knife, the mini banter, big banter, all that stuff. Super popular on YouTube, reviewing stuff for years with Blade HQ and everything. What is up, guys? Is kind of his insignia, so you can see that on here on the side of the blades. Anyway, we got a Nitro V blade. This one has like a really kind of muted matte stone wash finish, which is super cool. You'll notice that it has kind of like classic Victorinox Swiss Army knife style vibes as far as the shape, but with a blade that instead of a nail nick and you pull it out, actually has a little flipper on it. It is a liner lock, super smooth. So that's cool enough on its own. Also has a nice micarta scales in this one and a deep carry clip. And you can get these in a dozen different styles and flavors and everything. I just really love this combo. But the thing that's super cool about this actually kind of carries along those classic pocket knife vibes with a few little features that I'm shocked more people haven't put into theirs. So in this side, check this out. We've got actual tweezers built into this thing. Again, a fixture of the Swiss Army knife style tool. And we've got a little pick here on this other side for your teeth or locks or whatever you want to use that for. But if you're the kind of person that always dug maybe the classic pocket knife but hated like the nail nick opening and that sort of thing, I feel like this is like the modern successor to that with awesome materials and the fit and finish that makes it something that you actually want to use every day. Whip it out, get your blade out, cut some stuff open and put it right back in your pocket without having to fiddle with all like the nail nick stuff. Awesome little take on that. Very cool little knife. And let's talk about one more here, also from Civivi, also made by a super popular influencer in the knife world, Zach in the Wild, if you ever watch his YouTube channel. I can't remember his last name right now, to be honest. But this is the Yonder, and this is probably one of the best takes I've seen. Ever since Benchmade's patent expired to the Axis lock, you have all these crossbar style locks on knives, which I still think are the best out there. But this is Civivi's take, and this is one of the variants of the Yonder, which has this interesting Damascus style blade. I think it actually is Damascus because I can see the layers up here in the steel, although this part looks a little laser etched. Very cool kind of rugged look on the blade there with the finish and everything on there. But everything you want in that crossbar Axis style lockup system on a knife. Just the right size in my mind. Really nice profile, jimping here along the back and stuff. Really cool wood scales in this one, also very light, a deep carry clip. Just in my mind, the perfect size pocket knife with thumb studs and just the perfect feel that you want for a very fidgety, everyday use pocket knife like this. And again, these are super affordable, at least as far as knife world goes. So if you're looking for a step up from the sports store knife you may pick up or something at Home Depot or Lowe's, go get one of these from Civivi. Again, lots of different styles and colorways. I think it'll earn some serious time in your pocket. Really love these things. All right, continuing on with your pockets, a trend that I've been crazy about the last year and a half or so. There's been this movement towards featuring the Ultem material and lots of different knives, lots of different scales and everything. It's kind of taken the EDC world by storm. So I've got a few Ultem items here I've been checking out from CountyCom, which has just like an insane assortment of EDC stuff anyway. So if you carry anything else in your pocket besides like a pocket knife or wallet or that sort of thing, they probably have a version of it that's made in Ultem. And Ultem, if you're unfamiliar, is like almost like a super plastic. They use it in airplanes and everything else. Unbelievably durable. Anyway, awesome full-size pin here. It's got a titanium clip. It's got a replaceable cartridge on the inside. Really cool texturing. It's got that whole Ultem vibe where you get that sheen and kind of translucent shine in there. Dig that. So you got a full-size one of those. We have a tiny little pocket version of this that also uses a little replaceable cartridge, which I didn't even know they made one this small. But teeny tiny. Again, if you're a fifth pocket kind of guy or gal that wants something little to throw in just in case you need a pin, there's an awesome little Ultem version of that. Even has an O-ring so you're not getting moisture and stuff inside. And two other really fun options here. One is this insanely ultralight whistle. Again, carved out of Ultem, you can see all the little translucent details through there. Actually, surprisingly loud. I'm not going to blow it on here so I don't blow out your speakers on your phone or your TV. But if you don't already EDC one of these, or you just don't want to add the extra weight to your bag, this thing weighs like nothing. Cool option there. And as far as lighters go, a different twist on that, this actually has a little ferro rod and flint thing built into it with some cotton here. So you fill it with a little bit of fuel and you dip this in and then you can just strike this down the side and get a spark and get a little flame. It's almost like a permanent match that kind of takes the place of the traditional flick lighter. Obviously milled out of a single block of Ultem. Just super cool vibes with these things. They'll always be a conversation starter when you pull them out. So if you're on the hunt for some Ultem stuff, definitely check out CountyCom. I don't think you'll be disappointed there. And this is from one of my favorite companies I've discovered over the last year, from Hoto Tools. And this is actually a measuring device that can kind of take place of a tape measure, especially if you're doing larger scale jobs. But this is a pretty wild, very tiny laser measuring device. So you can see it's got this kind of recessed display behind this plastic material. You can see a few little sensors up here. It's got a little thing that shoots the sonar style laser and an actual laser pointer built into it. But if you press the button, you can see on my hand here, you get like your traditional laser pointer style thing that shows you where you're actually aiming with it. And if you press it again, you'll get a full-on measurement that's actually really precise, down to I think like either a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch. And so it always measures from the top of the device right here. So you can see where I was holding my hand, 9 inches and 5/8. So if you're doing any sort of work where you need fast measurements, or just want to have this around the house for measuring for furniture or just about anything, as long as you can put that laser on the thing and stand back from it, this thing will measure it crazy fast. It can also integrate with an app and everything else. And even better, better, it actually charges with USB-C, which you know I love, so you don't have to go hunt for a proprietary charger or anything like that. But yeah, I love all these Hoto tools. It just reminds me of like if Apple went and made everyday tools, I feel like stuff like this is what would come out of the process. So definitely the kind of thing you want to have sitting in a drawer in case you need it. All right, let's talk about the car for a second. And one thing I feel like we're all trying to do in the car these days is charge our phones and devices. And that's where this awesome little gadget from AOHi comes in. We've covered some of their other chargers before and I really love those things, but I feel like this thing is actually a very cool take on the whole car charging setup, especially if you have an iPhone with MagSafe. So if you saw this sitting on somebody's dashboard, you probably just assume, okay, it's just like a little mount for their phone, which is exactly what it is. It's like a super premium mount, extremely sturdy, holds like pretty much whatever position you want. But if you look down here at the bottom, there's a USB-C port that turns this into like a crazy high wattage MagSafe charger for your device. So if you hop in, maybe you have wireless CarPlay or something like that, you just need a spot to charge, pop your phone up there, it'll stay where you put it. But better still, you can listen to this mount. This thing will rotate however you need it, tilt however you want it. If you got the sun coming in from the back, if you got somebody else's lights at night hitting your phone and bouncing back into your eyes, it's an awesome solution for that. But it's got this like crazy 3M pad at the bottom, which yeah, it's a little bit tacky and everything, but it has like this micro sticky surface that will allow it to stick on pretty much any dashboard surface in your car. So this is kind of like an ultra premium alternative to like the vent-based phone mounts, which I see a ton of people use, but with a charging element that's actually super fast, super versatile because of all the different positioning. And then when you're done with it, it just pops right back down, stays out of the way. Pretty awesome little car charger, so definitely check those out. Speaking of chargers, if you use a portable charger at all for your phone, our friends at Nitecore have two new models that I think you should definitely check out. The first of these is, again, using MagSafe, this tiny little carbon fiber brick that is actually a 5,000 milliamp hour battery that I think is probably the best version of this idea that I've come across. So some Android phones have this too, or cases have like the little magnetic ring where you can still pop these things on to wirelessly charge. And if you don't have MagSafe, you can just sit it on there and it will charge. But the advantage of these with it, if you use these before, and this concept isn't new, is you just pop this on the back, no wires or anything, your phone starts charging. But what makes this thing so special is it's extremely light, extremely thin. Because of that carbon fiber, it's also really resistant to bumps, drops, and all that stuff. But the charging speed of these things is actually really fast. A lot of times when you get these, they'll charge at a super slow rate or like trickle charge. This will actually charge your phone at a super fast rate of speed. And because of the profile it has, you can see like the rounded edges and everything. It doesn't stick out like this huge wall wart. So I have this one from Anker here that I still really love. You've seen this in a video before. This thing, it's hard to tell in video, is actually quite a bit thinner, definitely an ounce or two lighter. And you really notice that when you're somewhere where you're trying to charge your phone, but you're still trying to use it or sliding it in and out of the pocket. You'll definitely feel that. Probably the best thing though, again, USB-C charging, awesome, but this is actually pass-through charging. So you're staying in a hotel, you want to charge your phone at night, plug your cable into this, sit your phone on top of it, your phone will charge, your battery will charge. When you leave in the morning, you can throw this in your pocket, your bag. Won't know it's there because it's so light, but you can just pop it on late in the day when you need it. I think you're gonna love having this thing. Very cool option. If you're looking for a MagSafe charger, definitely the option I would get. If you need a little bit more juice, this is the third version of Nitecore's 10,000 milliamp hour, what they call an energy brick. Again, made with carbon fiber, can charge super, super fast. What makes this version a little bit different, they've added more drop protection. It's got these kind of bumpers and pads built into the corner, which is great. Still has the carbon fiber elements that make it super light. Now is two USB-C ports. It can actually charge two devices at once. Had a USB-A port on there built in as well before. Now it comes with a little dongle you can pop in and use USB-A if you need it. But these little batteries, especially if you travel at all, are definitely what you want. It is by far the smallest, lightest, highest capacity battery you can get. Just to give you a point of reference, I have another 10,000 milliamp hour battery right here. You can see the size difference. And you can definitely feel it weight-wise. This is a lot thinner, a lot smaller, charges much faster. And this actually makes a big difference. When you have a backpack you're carrying stuff around in, every time you put in something that weighs a few ounces, that weight definitely adds up over time. So when you throw in something like this, it's about 5 ounces versus something that's 8 ounces, you're gonna feel it. And more importantly, when you have just a little bit of time to plug in your phone or something, if you're not using a charger like this, you want it to charge actually fast, and this will crank out the juice. So Nitecore, again, if you're looking for portable chargers, I feel like they definitely make probably some of the best options on the market. All right, it's finally starting to get a little cold outside here in Tennessee, and I'm guessing it's getting cold outside for you guys as well, kind of across the country out there. So I have a new hand warmer option from the folks at Ocoopa. What looks kind of like some of the other electronic hand warmers you may have seen on the market actually splits into two individual ones, so both of your hands can stay warm. Pretty awesome. Each of these is a 5,000 milliamp battery in and of itself. They both have charging ports built into this. Now, it's not going to be as fast or as nice of a charging experience as the Nitecore stuff, but you can charge your devices in a pinch. If you're using these as hand warmers though, you're probably not using that feature more or less, but these magnetically snap together when you keep them in your bag. Take them out, to turn them on, press and long hold the option here. And the funny thing is these things heat up fast. I've got some Zippo models and other stuff that I love. I've mentioned those in the channel before, but these probably warm up faster than any model I've tried. You can see the little LED heat indicators there. Feels super great, but it's really nice having one for both hands. So put your hands in your pockets when you're trying to fight off that chill, and I think you'll really dig this experience. Now there's a few different models of these. I ended up with the gamer ones, which I just thought like the color scheme on the outside was cool, but these actually for some reason have RGB LEDs built into this. So if you want a light show with your hand warming experience, you can go for that. You can switch between all the colors in here. Do you need that? Probably not. Is it cool? A little bit. Lots of models that have that, lots of models that don't. But if you're looking for a hand warmer, these are really affordable. I love that you're basically getting two for the price of a typical single electronic hand warmer out there. Check those out as we head into the winter. Also, again, a good gift that I think everybody will use. Next up, we've got a new flashlight to check out, and this is from the folks at Olight, and one of their more premium models that I've seen in a long time from them. So you may already be familiar with the Arkfeld. This is like a premium version of that called the Arkfeld Ultra. So similar to the other model, it's got that flat stiletto style look. Several emitters here at the top, and the whole idea is to get that full, larger, medium flashlight experience kind of in a flat package with some extra options built in that are very easy to cycle through with this wheel. Now the original Arkfeld has a laser pointer and a flashlight. Really great. This kind of keeps that ball rolling. So right in the middle we have a laser pointer, but this is a premium green laser that is super, super bright, goes a really, really long distance, especially compared to the typical red laser pointers. So awesome for all sorts of reasons. Works great for entertaining your cat too. So great and already kind of unusual feature to have in a flashlight like this. We also have obviously a super great, really high quality flashlight. You can cycle through the modes just by holding down the power button on it. Several different options there. Has a strobe mode. I'm going to show it here. So here's a warning for that. Double tap. And you get that disorienting strobe mode, which everybody wants for defense purposes and stuff, but very high lumens. I think off the top of my head, I want to say it's 1300 or 1400 lumens, which is pretty incredible when you think it's just this tiny emitter, but has a really nice throw and everything. But the feature of this I find to be crazy unique is a super strong UV light built into this thing. So again, press and hold. It doesn't look all that impressive on my hand right now, but this is by far the brightest UV source I've ever used. Some of the flashlights I love from like Rovivon come with a UV LED, which is great when you get really close to check currency or check your hotel sheets or that sort of thing. This thing is so bright. Well, I find like around the house, if I'm trying to clean stuff up or locate stains or even like water damage or that sort of thing, this thing is worth its weight in gold. And my family has taken this light and used it for all sorts of stuff this week. It is wild. Now on top of those lighting features and stuff, this thing is bomb-proof. It uses some insane aluminum, I think called OAL, the Olight is crafted, that's supposed to be just crazy durable, very light. It has a great micro texture here along the sides, so if your hands get sweaty and stuff, you're gonna be able to grip it really well. It has a super awesome deep carry clip. It's got the reverse clip there if you want to throw it on a baseball hat or something like that. And of course has a magnetic tail end, which is a staple for Olight with their custom charging thing. And I'll say that's the only thing I dislike about these. Now that we've moved into USB-C world where I feel like everything charges with that, having to keep track of a custom little magnetic charger, even though it's handy just to kind of pop it over to it and the magnet hits it. Kind of wish we had USB-C as an option there. If you're looking for a premium light or any of those features appeal to you, this thing is an absolute beast. I think you'll want to check out. All right, last but not least with our EDC recommendations. I have this incredible field watch from our friends at Big Idea Design. You've seen them on the channel multiple times. Make incredible titanium pocket tools, make knives, make all sorts of EDC goodies that you'll want to check out anyway. Also based in Chattanooga, which I love. Fellow Tennesseans, but this is their titanium field watch. This is the solar driven model, so it's powered on light. It'll charge with the sun every day. It'll charge under a bright lamp, but this might be the best all around watch I've ever seen. Now in the world of smartwatches, I'm wearing my Apple Watch Ultra right now. Enjoy having that thing for all like the tech features and everything, but sometimes you just want to be disconnected or have a more classic look, have a more minimalist, just the stuff you need, none of the stuff you don't type experience. I found myself kind of head over heels for this thing. So you have the titanium construction they're famous for. I believe even their strap has titanium finishes as well. You have a beautiful, perfectly sized dial here. Like I mentioned, it's solar driven. You have the day and date built into it. Really easy to see markings, minimalist branding on it with their titanium badge at the top, which I think is super cool. The glass on the watch itself, this is one of my favorite features of this, is actually sapphire glass. So I've always been terrified whenever I get a nice watch that I want to wear. Inevitably, I bump it up against brick, bump it up on concrete when I'm moving something around and scratch it, and it drives me crazy for the rest of the life of owning the watch. The sapphire, just like the premium Apple watches and other, of course, premium wristwatches out there, doesn't scratch, it's nearly bomb-proof. The face of the watch itself has Lume paint on it, so it's luminous, it glows in the dark for quite a long time. Very easy to adjust with the dial over here. The watch bands it comes with this canvas one, which I'm head over heels for, so this is pretty much all I use in this thing. It actually comes with a super premium Horween leather option too. If you notice, these are quick change straps. You don't have to take out the little pins on the thing, you can just slide these straps on and off. Using this little mechanism down here. So I find that very handy. And it's got this little built-in rotating bezel on it. So if you want to like set a timer for 30 minutes from where you're at right now. So if I want to say, okay, 30 minutes from now, I need to remember to do this. You can do that manually. Just a joy to look at every day and a joy to use. Very light, very comfortable. Probably going to last you your whole life. And in a world of smartwatches, something that really stands out. If you're looking for an awesome classic upgrade for yourself and something that's really classy and feels premium, but also still super affordable, check out this field watch from Big Idea Design. Definitely cannot go wrong. Absolutely love this thing. So let's take a minute to talk about some everyday fall and winter essentials, because I feel like this is the best time of the year to pick up a lot of this stuff because of all the sales going on and everything. And I want to kick things off with something I feel like I'm wearing almost every day right now, and that is the pullover version of the 10-year hoodie from Flint & Tinder. I have several of these bad boys. And I feel like I wear them all the time. Now, hoodies, you can get them anywhere, get them on Walmart, get them on Amazon, but few really compare to the quality of these things. Love the stitching on them. They're built like an absolute tank, not too heavy, not too thin. Do have a nice thick hood, which is actually very warm and comfortable and everything. Really good drawstrings. But probably what I love the most about these is they've got this athletic style stitching on the arms, making them very comfortable and flexible no matter how you're moving around. I love the pockets on these. But it's obvious the quality of these, they don't stretch out, they don't wear out, they don't fray or mess up. The elastic doesn't stretch out over time, which makes them totally different from the cheapo ones you'd pick up online. Made in the USA, come in a gajillion different colors, and to me these fit just about right. They're awesome for layering because they actually kind of have an athletic cut that fits close to the body. So definitely pick some of these up, can't go wrong with these. Another option I really like, same brand, but kind of like a different cut, different vibe. This is, I think they're Crude Terry sweatshirt, a little bit thicker, also a little bit softer, but these wear like a classic worn-in sweatshirt. You can see some of the classic lines and vibes in this and come in these washed out colors that make it look and obviously feel like something that's been your favorite sweatshirt for a long time. So I can't speak highly enough of these guys. If you're looking for some sweatshirts or hoodies to wear just about every day this fall, these are the ones you want. All right, switching gears for a second, let's talk about jackets because I have two new options that are kind of a big twist on some of the most common jackets out there. The first option is a new take on the puffer jacket, and specifically talking about the Patagonia Nano Puff jacket, which is awesome. You've seen me recommend those before. I wore it all over the place this summer, all sorts of different national parks. They travel great, super lightweight, but I feel like everybody has that jacket. I've gone out to the movies with some guys where I feel like every other one of us is wearing one of those things. So a new twist on that to take a look at here. This is the Voltage puffer jacket from Howler Brothers, and it's probably the first puffer jacket I've seen that really gives the Patagonia Nano Puff a run for its money. Super lightweight, just as warm, also kind of has that close to the body fit and classic lines and everything, but I really dig this thing. Comes in two different colors. There's a sage green version of this. This is the black version that still has just a slight green tint to it. But these really are like the perfect everyday puffer jacket for when it's just kind of chilly outside, maybe 50 and above. Gives you just the right amount of heat. And I think these look good even just throwing it on with pretty much any t-shirt you come across. Also packs down these pockets and everything on the inside if you need to like step this thing down and pack it somewhere. If you're looking for a puffer jacket this season that's warm, really comfortable, and doesn't look like the same one that everybody else has, Howler Brothers has you covered. So this other jacket I want to cover is actually a new take on one of my favorite jackets of all time, and that is the Wax Trucker jacket. I mention it all the time in this channel. It's kind of a bomb-proof take on the classic jean jacket look. Love those things. But this is a new take on the wax jacket concept that I haven't seen before. So this is from Flint & Tinder, and this is, I think, their York puffer wax jacket, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a classic puffer jacket style look. It's got baffles and everything filled up with Primaloft, but it also has that wax jacket material all along the outside that's highly weather resistant. It patinas over time and frankly just looks very, very cool. So I think they actually sourced their fabric from Scotland. They got this little note on the inside of the pocket. It's really cool. These do wear a little bit lighter than the typical wax jacket, which is just a little bit heavier, has more weight to the fabric, I think. But I think maybe because of the insulation in this is lighter. But if you've been on the fence for a while about picking up a wax jacket, maybe the button-up look wasn't exactly your thing, check out this puffer option. I think they look super cool and it'll definitely keep you really warm. Last but not least, let's talk about shoes and sneakers. I've got some really cool options here for you today. So if you watch the channel for any length of time, you know that I loved On's Cloudvista sneakers. They were like my top recommended shoe for years in a row. And good news is they seem to be refreshing their entire sneaker lineup. So this is the On Cloudvista 2, which just has some slight tweaks to what was already a really cool sneaker. So just about the same, what I think is a very cool silhouette. I feel like it matches just about everything. It looks cool with just about everything. Very similar kind of plasticky mesh upper that actually cleans off really easy, which is something I like, especially in a light color shoe like I like to get. Similar sole and cushioning, but actually a little bit different. These have a little bit more padding, a little bit more cush. It's almost more in line with the Cloud Surfer series that you've seen me cover recently. I've really dug those this year. But if you're looking for maybe your first pair of Ons, this is actually one of the most affordable shoes in their lineup, which is always a good thing. I'm a big fan of the Cloudvista 2s. I think this is a really good upgrade and definitely worth checking out. Now, if you're looking for a more premium sneaker, maybe something a little bit different with more higher quality materials, I've been a big fan of Nordas this year. So this is the Nord 003. It's got a lot of tech and features built into it that make it unlike just about everything else that I've seen out there. So Nordas are made for adventuring and built with just about the highest end materials that you can get. So we've got big, thick, Vibram cushioning. We've got, I believe, what they call their mission grip soles built into the bottom, which are super sturdy, very, very grippy. One of the things I make a big deal about is they're all made with Dyneema. I believe this whole upper is supposed to be one piece, and that's a material that's supposed to be like 15 times stronger than steel or something like that. So if you're the kind of person that tends to break through or rub down the fabric of their shoes, you definitely want to check these out. But the thing I'm really digging about these, and you can probably tell, totally laceless. Now, not a completely new concept like that. There's slip-on shoes out there, and all different styles and price range of sneakers, but the slip-on portion of these is actually made with specialized Dyneema too, that doesn't stretch out, that doesn't wear down and get really loose over time. And these fit really snug and feel like they're super well laced up. So if you're looking for a really interesting, high-performing sneaker to splurge on, especially with all the deals going on this month, definitely check these out. These are super comfortable. I think they're really cool, and I've had a ton of people ask me where I got them. Finally, if boots or something a little bit more dressy is more of your thing, check out these new Chelseas from Rhodes. So they've got all the big things that you want from a cool Chelsea boot. Really high-end, rich-looking leather, nice profile. One thing I really dig is the full Vibram sole here at the bottom, and these to me don't actually wear like boots. They feel more like a sneaker. Sometimes you can get those boots that almost feel like you're always walking on a hardwood floor. The footbed in these will still conform to your foot over time, but definitely wear more like a sneaker, which I really enjoy. I've only had these for a little bit, but you can already see how that leather moves and kind of gets that nice patina and texture over time. So excited about breaking these in a little bit more. But yeah, these come in 3 different colors and tones. So if you're looking for more classic lines or vibes this fall, I think you'll dig a pair of these boots. Those are my picks for this video, and I hope you found some gifts to grab or some ways to treat yourself this fall. Don't forget, if you see anything you like, be sure to check the links down in the description. I did the best I could to try to find the best deals and some coupon codes and all that for you guys. And sometimes when you use those things, it helps the channel out, so thanks for doing that. All right, guys, that's it for this video. As always, if you dug the video, be sure to hit the like button because it helps the channel out a ton. And subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. See you next time.